Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 4th Annual Connoisseurs Circle. I want to thank you, first of all, on behalf of the board for being here this evening. We have a lot of surprises and a lot planned for this evening, so I'm glad you can all be here. And most of all, to thank you for your time, your efforts, your generosity to support this cause for the Arthritis Foundation as we're looking to raise awareness, find a cure, and prevention for arthritis. A couple of things. Our honorary chef, Patrice Martino, we have this evening, so join me in giving him a round of applause.
Thank you.
He'll be doing a demonstration here in a few minutes. There are a lot of people that go into making an event like this, as you would know. I want to, first of all, invite the advisory board up to the table. So if you're here and you're on the advisory board, would you please come on up? And I'm going to read off the names for our advisory board as you come. Robin Bagot, David Breimer, Tom Cephalou, Dr. Bill Gallivan, Marilyn Hansen, Dr. Susan Lemon, Amy Leong, Matthew Ludwig, Laura Murphy, Dr. Christian Powell, Angela Roach, and there's a few that aren't here tonight for sure, is Dr. Thomas Farrow, C.J. Ward, and Art Kavas.
Oh, yeah?
But again, please give me a hand of applause for the people that spend a lot of time on this cause.
Thank you, board members. Thank you, Maury. My name is Asher Garfinkel, Executive Director for the Arthritis Foundation, Central Coast Office. Welcome, everyone, to Taste of the Town Weekend. Tonight definitely would not be possible without the generous support of our many sponsors. The first of whom you hopefully noticed as you drove up into the circle. You saw 4 beautiful vehicles parked out there, BMWs. They were put up there by BMW Santa Barbara. They're sponsoring us as our automotive sponsor for the 2nd year in a row, and we are very grateful to them. Thank you, BMW Santa Barbara. Joining BMW as kickoff sponsor this year is Dr. Graham Hurwitz of Ryu Hurwitz Orthopedics. Thank you, Dr. Hurwitz.
Also, Marburg Industries and Brown & Brown are tasting tray sponsors, so thank you to both of you. Applause would be great. Also, we have Hub International Insurance Services and Montecito Bank and Trust for being the wine glass sponsors. Thank you.
Everybody take a look at your wine glass and your tasting trays right now and thank them. Our corporate partners include Genentech, the Berryman. Hello, Genentech. Thank you for being here. The Berryman, Inc. They've worked very hard to bring this evening to you. Thank you, Berryman. Community West Bank, Cottage Hospital Orthopedics, Hayashida and Associates Physical Therapy. Anybody ever heard of them? Thank you, Maury. Santa Barbara Orthopedic Associates, Wells Fargo. Thank you all. We also give a big welcome to community partners, Union Bank, Mr. Dennis Ealing of Blank Rome. Thank you all.
And our media partners include KY News, Channel 3, First Click, thank you, Jacques Abra, Santa Barbara Sentinel, and K-Light 101, featuring Gary and Catherine in the morning.
And before we move on, we're going to move on with the chef in a second. I just want to encourage you all to purchase raffle tickets for, limited opportunity drawing for a wine cooler that is up for grabs over there. It's stocked with 20 bottles of wine, and tickets are $20 for 1 ticket, $100 for 6 tickets. You can check it out over there and purchase your tickets over at registration. So, let's welcome 2 people who have worked into all hours of the night and sometimes into the morning to help bring tonight and Sunday's event together. They are our honorary co-chairs from Opal Restaurant and Bar. Please welcome Tina Takaya and Richard Yates.
Thank you, everyone. We appreciate that. Before we say anything further, another 2 individuals we'd like to thank are 2 who have worked tirelessly on behalf of this event. They worked very hard. That is the co-chairs of the Leadership Council, Teresa Borgatello Carlson and Jennifer Jacqua. Could we please give them a big hand? Now, that being said, we've also worked hard to bring you some of the finest local wineries that you can enjoy in this mini recreation of the Taste of the Town around the beautiful Lily Pond tonight. And when I say we've worked hard, I mean really hard. We tasted once, we tasted twice, we tasted again, just to make sure the last taste was as good as the first. And it was, it is, and it will be for you tonight. So we worked hard, but we did it all for you. Hope you appreciate that. And please also show your appreciation for the following wineries as you go around and enjoy their wines. We have tonight, let's see, there's a Dragonet Cellars, Falcone Family Winery, Fess Parker Winery, Fiddlehead Cellars, Melville, Presqu'île, and Roussac. So please thank them as you go around. And then lastly, if anyone is a fan of bourbon, we're fortunate tonight to have one of Santa Barbara's, actually the only Santa Barbara local artisan distillery. That is Cutler's Artisan Spirits, and he's going to be pouring his wonderful bourbon tonight. So you might encounter him as you go around, and please try that. Also, he has a wonderful surprise for you later tonight in the ballroom.
Hello, everyone. Thank you again for being here. We really appreciate it. And I do want to say that Richard and I have been honorary co-chairs for about 7 years now, I think. And we want to say thank you to all of you first and foremost, but also the Arthritis Foundation. They're really a passionate group of people, and we really are fortunate to be working with them for such a great cause. We'd like to thank Lapero over there with the wonderful, fabulous cheese that we've been eating tonight. So thank you very much. And here to my left is Patrice Martineau, who will be giving a demonstration from El Encanto, executive chef and the 2013 honorary chef.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Good evening and welcome to El Encanto. I'm very pleased to have been selected by the Arthritis Foundation to be the lead chef for the 2013 Chef of the Town. My team and I have prepared a fabulous evening to remember. We're going to pass 4 mini appetizers. The first one will be a crab salad with mango, mint sabayon, served with mint oil and a marinated cucumber cup. The second mini appetizer will be a wasabi cured watermelon, citrus fleur de sel, preserved lemon, and balsamic cream. The third one will be a kulubuta pork belly, Japanese plum compote, chorizo hollandaise, and black garlic mashed potato. And the last one will be sea ocean from Santa Barbara, of course, with yuzu kosho custard, poche quail eggs, and lamb yogurt. My assistant tonight will be Michael Noyes, which is my sous chef. We're going to start with a crab salad.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our Connoisseur Circle co-chairs, Teresa Borgatello-Carlson and Jennifer Jacqua.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. This video demonstrates to me an opportunity that we all have to make a difference in somebody's life. So thank you for being here.
Welcome to our 4th annual Connoisseur Circle Pavilion. This is the first time in our 4-year history that we have not been under a big tent at 11 o'clock in the morning on Sunday before Taste of the Town on the grassy lawn. So look at us now. We're so excited to be here. Thank you, Ellen Canto. Thank you, Laura McIver. And thank you to everyone on the Leadership Council.
And with that, I would like to ask that the Leadership Council all stand. We've got David Edelman, John Stampy, Jacques Cabra, Corey O'Neill, and Michelle Rodriguez. And Larry Crandell, who couldn't make it tonight. Thank you, honorary Taste of the Town co-chairs Tina Takaya and Richard Yates of Opal Restaurant. This evening would not be possible without the outpouring of generosity of our many sponsors. For the 2nd year, we are extremely grateful to BMW of Santa Barbara, our automotive sponsor. BMW has made some of their beautiful cars available at the main entrance, so please stop and take a look on your way out. Thank you, BMW Santa Barbara General Manager, Bill Fogg. And Santa Barbara Auto Group, Ada Schultz.
This year, as we have every year, a tasting tray that some of you saw tonight. We'll also have it again on Sunday. And our tasting tray sponsors this year, Brown & Brown Insurance, Susan Rodriguez, thank you. And Marburg Industries, thank you, Teresa.
Our wine glass partners are Hub International Insurance Services. Thank you. Darren Caesar and Montecito Bank and Trust. Michael Tobes, thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
We also have a number of corporate sponsors here, including Genentech. Welcome, Chris Middleton and Matthew Ludwig. Our kickoff sponsor is Dr. Graham Hurwitz of Ryu Hurwitz Orthopedic. Thank you, Dr. Hurwitz. And the Berry Man. You wouldn't be eating all this amazing food. Well, obviously, Ellen Canto's a huge part of that. But the Berry Man, he's here himself, Guy Demangion. Oh, and we have a new sponsor this year, Community West. Thank you. And let's give a warm thank you to CEO Marty Plourde.
We'd also like to thank Cottage Hospital Orthopedics, Dr. William Gallivan of Santa Barbara Orthopedic Associates. Dr. Gallivan is on the Arthritis board, and he and his wife Karen were honorary co-chairs for the Arthritis Walk this past year. Thank you, Dr. Gallivan. Thank you to Maury Hayashida of Hayashida & Associates Physical Therapy. Maury is also board chair for the Central Coast Advisory Board and has been involved with our Leadership Council for the past few years. Thank you, Maury.
From Wells Fargo, we welcome and thank Milton Delossier. And also a big welcome to Community Partners Union Bank, Susan Beat, Dennis Elling, And the Tobes Group, thank you, Michael and Ann, very much. Our media partners have also done an amazing job this year in helping us get the word out. First Click and Jacques Habra, who's also on our leadership council, did a great job with our social media outreach. It's been very successful. First time we've really focused on that this year. It's really been amazing to see it happen. KEYT News, CJ isn't here tonight, but he will be our MC on Sunday. Santa Barbara Sentinel, K-Light, and thank you to our publicists, Diana Bianchini and Laura Katt. And last but certainly not least, bravo to all of you connoisseurs for helping us to accomplish great things this year. Let's have fun tonight.
Our MC this evening is part of a morning show duo that just celebrated their 20th year on the air. Her show is Santa Barbara's longest running radio show and one of the most enduring in the country. She and her co-host have been consistently rated #1 in their demographic, and her classical afternoon drive show on KDB 93.7 has garnered the highest ratings in the station's recent history. Not only that, our MC is a warm and generous member of our community who consistently invests her time and resources in various nonprofits in the area, including the Arthritis Foundation. From K-Light 101.7, Gary and Catherine in the morning, please welcome Catherine Raymock.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for welcoming me and being here, a part of one of, I think, Santa Barbara's favorite traditions, the Taste of Santa Barbara, Santa Barbara's tradition, Taste of the Town, now in its 32nd year. Can you believe that? And although I have been to the Taste of the Town many, many times, I have to say I'm very impressed. The committee got it right this year, and they decided we weren't going to just celebrate on one day the Taste of the Town. We were going to indulge in great food and wine all weekend long. So thank you. Did a great job. We first got involved in Taste of the Town many, many years ago when I first learned about the Arthritis Foundation. And I, perhaps like you, was not aware of the number of people nor the demographic of people that were affected by arthritis. You know that 1 in 5 people, and you maybe have heard that stat, in the country suffer from arthritis, and it is actually the leading cause of debilitating disease, crippling in some cases, and in extreme cases can actually lead to death. And that number is expected to grow over the next decade to 1 in 4, unless we do something about it. And so that's why we're here tonight. We don't know when there's going to be a cure for arthritis, but the Arthritis Foundation is working on it. And so we know this. We know that arthritis is not just a disease that seniors have. It can make you feel like you're 90 years old, but you might be 10. In fact, 300,000 children around this country have arthritis. 30,000 of them are right here in California, in this state, and some of them are in this very room. In fact, you're going to hear from a marvelous youngster a little bit later this evening. The Arthritis Foundation is also the go-to source for information and knowledge about how to best deal with arthritis, and not the least of which they offer hope. It's the Arthritis Foundation priority to fund life-changing research in the quest for better treatments and someday cure arthritis. I always love this quote by Gandhi, who said, "Be the change that you want to see in the world." So we thank you for supporting that change tonight. By your very presence, you're doing that. And we thank you for being here, so I just want to give you a round of applause. I'd like to introduce the next person who I think we all met a little bit earlier this evening. In fact, he is responsible for the wonderful spread and a little bit of a instrumental demonstration that he gave earlier. He comes to us by way of Tokyo and London, New York, and of course, France as well. He is now El Encanto's executive chef, and since settling in this past spring, he's emerged as a local favorite with exceptional California coastal cuisine infused with his own French flair. And tasting is believing, folks. So please join me in welcoming Taste of the Town's 2013 honorary executive chef, Patrice Martino. Okay, so I have to ask you, thank you very much, by the way, for our elegant dining out earlier. That was beautiful. When people came in this evening and they saw their appetizers there, can you tell us a little bit about what they were eating there?
Sure, they had marinated hamachi with sweet peppers, a minted hummus, a Greek lime yogurt, and a trill made of spices. It's a very fresh dishes and very good with white wine.
And now that we're sitting down to dine, we'd love for you to tell the diners what they're going to be eating this evening.
Next course will be very French, from south of France, called braised beef, a Kobe-style braised short ribs with tomato compote, fennel coulis, baby fennel, and a nice green olive with celery oil. Very fresh.
All right, I'm not sure exactly what you said, but I love the way you said it.
Sorry.
Excuse me. Okay. I've heard you are world famous for something called the Enchanted Floating Island.
Floating Island, yes. In French, we call it Île Flottante. It's a very famous dessert, very old, classic French dessert. Actually, it was on the menu at El Encanto since 1920. So when I first started here, everybody been asked to put that dessert back on. So we did it a little bit and changed the presentation. It's a vanilla custard with a French meringue.
Okay, now it's only because it's in my script. I'm supposed to ask you about your relationship with Ellie the cow.
Ellie the cow, yeah. Ellie is our cow. She's producing a milk for us. She's not living on site. She lives in Vesilia up north, and she's producing milk for us, and we have a very special cheese which we'll serve tonight with mission fig and balsamic reduction. It tastes very much like Parmesan cheese.
Thank you very much. We look forward to this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Arthritis Foundation Pacific Region CEO, Mr. Manny Loya.
You know, Santa Barbara's a great city, and the tradition that has blossomed here over the years is really something to talk about and be proud of. And so I think what we need to do really is that if you understand the science of putting on such a fabulous event, let alone a weekend like this, it takes great chairs that have led this event over the years. This takes a great leadership council, the committee, and of course, we can't get it done without the sponsors. Sponsors really make it happen. And certainly they have stepped up this year in a big way. And so I think, like we do at home, here's to 32 years of the best. And here's to Santa Barbara's tradition, Taste of the Town. You know, the Arthritis Foundation is a great organization, covers the whole United States. And over here on the West Coast, we have a powerhouse of what we call our regional volunteers. They're the governing board members, the movers and shakers that make things happen for the organization and improve the quality of life of the adults, children, and that have arthritis. And so I'd like to introduce some of those leaders that are here tonight and make it happen every day for us. They truly do give a great amount of their time to help this organization. So what better than to introduce, I'd just like to introduce and acknowledge our board chair, Mr. Peter Mainstain. Right next to him is Mr. Dennis Ealing, another regional board member, Susan Beat, sitting there next to him. And you know, just a special mention of one of our executive committee members from Santa Barbara that just seems to always be there for us. Karen Anderson from Santa Barbara. Been a powerhouse on our executive committee. And to introduce one of our newest, and he's been a real supporter of the organization, is opened up many doors, and this year is probably going to exceed raising $100,000 for the organization to help our cause, and that's Chris Middleton. Okay, and I don't want to ignore the very important people here in Santa Barbara. I think you met them earlier out here, and if you weren't out at the reception that we had earlier, the local board really makes things happen here, and they ensure that it continues to happen. And so our advisory board members, Mari Hayashida, our board chair, Dr. Bill Gallivan, Marilyn Hanson, thought I saw her here. And, you know, this is when you reach celebrityhood in the Arthritis Foundation, they know you across the country. And so it's my pleasure to also acknowledge Amy Leong. Cheers. And board member Matthew Ludwig. And last but not least, Laura Murphy. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the medical honoree for tonight. And this individual is a rare commodity in our world of arthritis. You know that 300,000 children have arthritis. A good many are in this western side of the United States, and yet there's not enough pediatric rheumatologists that will concentrate and focus on helping the children win and become mobile so they can live a normal life throughout their complete adulthood. And let alone even a more rare commodity is a pediatric orthopedic rheumatologist that also helps with the mobility, obviously. This individual has been a real warrior for the organization and for those that have arthritis. Throughout the week, he toils at seeing many children to help them see a better day every day. And believe me, children in this room know what that feels like, not being able to get out of bed because of your arthritis. He takes care of their illnesses due to athletic injuries as well as the arthritis, and has been a real hero to our youth honoree, Francesca Tottarello, and Claire Murphy, who's been a real big support for us. I think Claire, she's at college right now, or she's visiting us? Oh, okay. And it's because of people like the next person I'm going to introduce that helps these children continue with their life into adulthood and continue to not let arthritis stop them from growing and becoming somebody great in this great country. He has been involved with the foundation in fundraising and awareness activities, been involved with our walks, and if you recall, once you know the name, has been an MC for the Taste of the Town and actually an auctioneer. And like with any great friend to the organization, has opened up many doors for us to connect us with partners that will help us, again, support the cause. And tonight, this individual will have some great news that'll be somewhat of a surprise and a very welcome surprise. And I just happened to accidentally stumble across and meet this surprise, but I'll let him have the honor of introducing who that surprise is. And so therefore, on behalf of the Arthritis Foundation, I would like to present a well-deserved award to our 2013 Taste of the Town medical honoree, Dr. Michael McGuire.
I'm supposed to talk for 1 minute and 1 minute only, I was told, and I don't have a sexy voice like the chef, sorry. And I thought of a few firsts tonight. I was talking to somebody at my table 17 years ago when I came to town. She was 6 weeks old, my daughter, Melissa. And that's one first. And then all of a sudden, this guy over here, Barrett O'Gorman, he ran by, but he lived next door. He wanted to find out who was this person moving next door to him. And he saw the Utah license plates. And then he saw me out mowing the lawn the next day. And I was drinking a beer afterwards. And he was saying for weeks that is a really bad Mormon. Then he found out I was Catholic, and he said, that is a great Catholic. And he's been my best friend, one of my best friends ever since. First, here's another first, Foxen Winery is my first wine club, and I still belong to Foxen Winery. Thank you so much for great, great wine. Fabulous. And one, I have to say is one more first, is the Millingtons are here at the Morborg table. Thank you, Morborg. And so my first house that I purchased, so I was renting for a year, and I was talking up the neighborhood how wonderful it was, and so the landlord decided it must be a great house and let his daughter move into the house and kicked us out. And so we bought a house, and I wasn't sure if I could afford it or not, but I bought it. And then we wanted to move up to the next house. And my accountant said, go see Ken Millington. So I went to see Ken Millington, and he said, where's your house? And he followed me home and bought it. So how's that? Didn't need a... So thank you, Ken. But let me talk about honoree. So my mom calls me honoree. Honoree. Is honoree and honoree the same word? But honoree, it's a very humbling word. The scariest thing is seeing my face looking at me at the table. That's really difficult to handle. But I just got to say that that I need to spread that honor around, and it begins with my father. He's 93 years old, has had 2 total joints, and my father understands arthritis. He understands joint pain, and he's had joint replacements. And you got to understand that people live in pain, and when you replace a joint and that pain goes away, you can live your life again. You don't have to worry about the pain, and that's adult arthritis. But I honor him. So the honor to me goes to him because he was a doc himself, and he inspired me to be where I am today. So I would not be here if it weren't for my dad. So it's a minute already. I know. I see the red light blinking here. Okay. So, but then I got to tell you that the honor is not. It's not me. You are all honored, all of you, for everything you do. For those who work for the Arthritis Association, for those who work with people with arthritis, for those who donate to the cause, and for those who just give their time to help people with arthritis. You are all honored, and everybody here is spread out amongst all of you. And I was told to talk a little bit about pediatric kids with arthritis. It's called juvenile idiopathic arthritis. And I see kids with joint pain all the time, and you do this workup, and you get the MRIs and the labs, and it's just don't know what's going on, and that's when you say, well, it must be inflammatory. Something's going on here, and it can take years to diagnose. And so the thing about juvenile idiopathic arthritis, there's 3 things. I like 3s because I have 3 beautiful daughters, so 3s are great 3s. But number one is getting a diagnosis. Education is so important because these kids go to multiple doctors, get frustrated, go to physical therapists, and just the education has to be out there so that when somebody has idiopathic arthritis, it gets diagnosed. That's number one. Number 2 is access. That is the most important. Once you're diagnosed, where are you going to go? A pediatric rheumatologist, you can't find one. You have to call LA. It might take 3 to 6 months. San Francisco, 3 to 6 months. How are you going to get to see it? And so you're suffering, you're taking your Motrin, and you're getting an upset stomach, and it's just so frustrating. So access is so, so important. And so that's my second point is Dr. Parsa, who's going to have her picture up here next year. I keep telling her. But she is a pediatric rheumatologist, and she's the one on the front lines taking care of these kids. And we are all honored, there's that word again, to have her in our community. She has a clinic here once a month but she's going to build that up to once a week and then to multiple days a week to take care of the Tri-Counties area, and she's going to be based right here in Santa Barbara. So how's that for access? And then access to medications, access to physical therapy, access to education. That's where the Arthritis Association comes in. But then the third thing is support. So the third thing is support. And they have their family support, but the family's suffering too. They're seeing their child suffer. And so that's where we all come in. That's where we come in with education and where we come in with the Arthritis Walk and supporting these kids with the camps that they can go to with other kids that have similar diagnoses, so they're aware of other kids that have challenges just like they do. But it's treatable. We can take care of their pain today. And so those three things. Let's get the kids who need to be diagnosed, get access for these kids, and let's all keep supporting them like we are. And you guys are awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Michael. I would like to introduce our auctioneer for this evening from Stokes Auction Group, Southern California. Please welcome Mark Drilling.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all as excited to be here as I am. Cards out, here we go. First out at Valet. I'm in for $25. Here we go. I got 25 on a bid, now got a bid 50. $50 bid, now 75. I got 75 on a bid, now got a bid $100 now. I've got a $100 bid. Now 125 on a bid, 120. 150, 75 on a bid. Now how about $200? Why not? I've got two. I'll take two. Sir, I like your tie. You're in at 200. Ladies and gentlemen, that's first out at Valet. $225. You're in. Now 250. I've got 220. Sir, you're out again. 250. She's gonna hop up and jump in your car. 225's a bid. Is that a bid right there? 250. Now 75. Now you're out again. I've got 250 asking 275. Why not? Now 300. They're out back there, Jacques. I've got 275, but I'm not gonna bid $300. She said no.
Being on the Leadership Council, ladies and gentlemen, has some benefits. I got to select an outdoor table. I thought it would be a little cooler. It turns out nobody can tell how much you're drinking outside. So there's some advantages. Before we get into the live auction, I want to take a moment and thank, there's actually 3 different doctors in the room tonight that have actually conducted surgery on my left ankle. I'm not kidding. Dr. Gallivan, Dr. Hurwitz, Maury did a lot of treatment. Thank you so much. Where are you guys? Please stand
great.
up. Where are these guys? Dr. Gallivan. There they are. Dr. Hurwitz. So, I think maybe God thought that I would be good at fundraising for the Arthritis Foundation by having multiple surgery issues. But I don't know. So tonight, we're going to auction off a few items. We are very thankful to all the donors. So please bear with us. These are very exciting items. These are worth listening to. They're in your program in the little cutout sheet. The first one entails a lot of wine. Everybody here drinking a little wine?
Everybody.
Everybody not drinking wine?
Just me.
Good. Does anybody here not know what a Magnum is? A Magnum? Anybody? Raise. Please, sir, keep drinking. Okay, good. So, we've got an assortment of Magnums and wine from various great vineyards in the region. Falcone Family Vineyards has donated a 2009 Magnum. Melville has a VIP tour and tasting for 8. That's 8 and a Pinot Noir, 2011. Fest Parker has a 2011 Magnum. There's lots of Magnums. Listen carefully. Dragonette Magnum. Russack has a Magnum of Red. Fiddlehead Cellars has a Magnum. Lots of Magnums. You will not need to buy wine for another year.
Or two.
Or two. Presqu'île has a Magnum. Foxen has a 2011 Pinot Noir Magnum. And how many people here, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, how many people here when we were at the pond tried Ian Cutler's bourbon? Show of hands.
Nice.
Well, guess what? Ian who's at my table drinking without anyone seeing,
We see him.
he donated 3 bottles of his incredible bourbon. So we're talking about 14 bottles, mostly magnums, including a wine tasting. The value is $1,400.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, we also have a bottle of vodka in the
vodka?
mix. There's a bottle of vodka in the mix.
We'll start with the vodka.
We're selling it all. Let's go, ladies. By show of bidder number, how many of you drink wine? Sold, $10,000. Moving on. All right, here we go. I got a $500 bid. You bet. I got $750. Thank you. How about $1,000? I've got $1,000 bid. Gonna be $1,250 now. As you heard, valued over $1,400. I've got a $1,000 bid. You're in again. $1,100. Now $12. I've got $1,200 now. Magnums, ladies and gentlemen. I think there are 6 of them.
There are at least 6.
6, 11, 12. Now $1,300. 3 bottles of bourbon. Never mind. I got 12 of it. Now gonna be 13. You're out now. $1,300. You should bid again. I got 13. Whoop, now $1,400. Ladies and gentlemen, we're trying to get value at $1,400. Sir, you're out. 14. Thank you. 1,500. Going once. 1,600. 1,700. You're out again. Sir, every time it's your turn, it's like checkers. 16. Don't look at her. I have the microphone.
Is there anyone who doesn't
$1,700.
serve wine at their dinner party?
I've got 1,600 right there. Asking $1,700 going once. $1,700 going twice. Feeling pretty good about it right now. Third and final call. 17. He's done. Sold 16. Sold $1,600. Sir, what is your bidder number? Could you hold that up for us? You are bid number 234. Thank you.
3.5 bath property. You got to get through the planning commission. 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath property. It's right next to the Puerto Vallarta Entertainment District. Really, really close to the beach. Pretty incredible experience. Turns out that it's near the neighborhood of Gringo Gulch, who was named after Richard Burton and Liz Taylor. They bought a house there while shooting the film Night of the Iguana.
Are you ready?
I am ready. I mean, this sounds like a pretty amazing Spanish house.
All right, up to 12 guests, ladies and gentlemen, await you right there. Have a look at the pictures. I think that says it all. How about a big round of applause for Guy? Please, a giant round of applause. Thank you. What a great item. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Who's going to Puerto Vallarta? What's that? Oh my goodness, over $5,000. I've got a $1,000 bid. Thank you. I got $1,250. Got a bid $1,500. Got a bid $1,750. How about 2? $2,000, Asher. He's in. Now $2,250. I've got 2. I'm asking 20. You're out, sir. Sold for $2,750. Thank you, sir. 2, 6, 7. He bought it. We'll do it again. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the single most important reason we've come together tonight. I'm going to introduce you to a young lady who's going to tell you why you should give. Please welcome an exceptionally talented artist, Miss Francesca Tortorello.
Hi everyone, my name is Francesca Tortorello. I'm 18 and I'm currently a senior at Buena High School in Ventura. I've lived knowing that I have arthritis for the past 7 years. I love school and hope that this year will be the year I'll be able to attend all my classes at high school. I may look healthy to you, but arthritis is an invisible disease. I love sports and I loved playing soccer. I started playing soccer when I was 5. I continued playing until this disease suddenly stopped me from playing when I was 11. I was a goalie for our team, and I have stopped the game tying goal from being scored. As the game ended, we won the game, and I collapsed with extreme pain. At first, the doctors thought it was a sports injury that was not healing. Over the next 11 months, I was placed in a boot that I wore to my knees in a cast, and then back into a boot. The doctor said I should be feeling better. I still had the pain and it was getting worse. Then it moved to my other foot as well. My parents were beyond worried. The doctors couldn't figure out what was causing my pain. They didn't believe me at times. The pains was getting worse. They were making me feel like I was crazy. Finally, I was referred to Dr. McGuire, who's here tonight. He looked through my thick medical file and noticed that there is no blood test. And he ordered the blood test, and as a result, he said that he think I might have arthritis. We then saw a pediatric rheumatologist at Children's and at UCLA. I was given the diagnosis juvenile polyarticular idiopathic arthritis. It was nice to know what was finally causing my pain. But my journey was just beginning. My pain was constant, having so many drugs for the pain and to control my disease, many with side effects. Being a high school student with arthritis is a challenge. The last 3 years, I have been put on home hospital where teachers come to your house because I've missed so much school that it was hard to keep up with my schoolwork. And you know, it's every kid's dream to have their teachers come to their house. Because of the stress of missing school, my flares worsened. I was physically and mentally exhausted. I couldn't even do what I love most, and that's art. When I wanted to work on a project, I was unable to do it physically, mentally completely able to. But with all honesty, I forgot about my friends. I stopped hanging out with them and I stopped calling them. I was constantly stressed and in pain. It was preventing me from being myself. I stopped laughing, stopped smiling, and stopped joking around with my friends. Luckily, I have amazing friends and family that has learned to deal with this disease along with me. Their support is really important to me. It was soon after my diagnosis that I found new friends and family here at the Arthritis Foundation. One of the most changing life experiences for me was going to the Painted Turtle. Before camp, I was shy and did not really understand this disease. I thought I was going through this all on my own. And just for the record, I really did not want to go to camp. I am not the type of person to admit when they're wrong, but I was 100%, completely, absolutely wrong. At camp, I found myself laughing, having a great time with new friends. And we were just being ourselves. The counselors became our big sisters and big brothers. We all understood each other. This is where I learned that I was not alone. I hope to return to camp as a counselor and help other kids as my counselors helped me. When I think of my future, it scares me. I do not know how I'm going to handle college and working without getting sick. I am worried about my medications and their side effects. What I hope for in my future is a cure. The Arthritis Foundation supports the research to find one. The 5 days of my first years at camp changed my life. I would not have been able to do that if it wasn't for the Arthritis Foundation and everyone in this room tonight. You helped send me to camp, and you helped change my life, and I would like to thank you. Your support helped me and helps children across the country realize that they're not alone. I would also like to thank Amy and Maury for their help and support tonight and for Iman and Ari. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an opportunity for you all to get involved. I'm going to start at a high level, make a bold request, but more importantly, know that you're making a difference. Thank you again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you would, at the $5,000 level, raise your bidder card high. Get involved, make a difference. Bidder number 169, thank you. At the $5,000 level. Good job, see? Is there anyone that would like to match that gift of $5,000? This is your opportunity to do so. Please know that we do have levels to go. If you could, how about a big round of applause, please, for our lead gift? at the $5,000 level. Thank you. All right, here we go. At the $2,500 level, if you could raise your bid cards high, get involved, make a difference. This is your opportunity this evening to do so. You see the faces of Arthritis are all around the room. One standing next to me. $2,500, 159. Thank you, Amy. Is there anyone else that would like to give at the $2,500 level? This is your opportunity to do so. Okay, how about a big round of applause for Amy, please? Thank you, Amy. You heard Francesca talk about camp. Our next level is the $1,000 level. Goes directly to put kids into camp. If you could, ladies and gentlemen, raise your bid cards high. Bidder number 202. Bid number 256. All right, that's 3. We want 2 more, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make it another $5,000. Bid number 196. Thank you, sir. At the $1,000 level. 1 more makes $5,000. Thank you. Bidder number 254 chose to give $1,000. Well done. That's $5,000 more, please. A big round of applause. That's certainly appropriate. And we have a surprise for you. Oh, I know, right? All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. At the $500 level, raise your bid cards high. Bid number 226. Bid number 251. 221. 240. 211. $500. Bid number 116. Thank you. Bid number 224. Bid number 290. 295. And 267. Would all like to give $500. How about a big round of applause? Would you like to give $500 as well? Who else would like to give at the $500 level? All right, very nice. Thank you so much.
So there's a letter here from somebody. And the letter says, "Dear Francesca." By the way, that was a tearjerker. That was a great story, Francesca. But that's the story. Francesca's story is most kids' stories. It really is. But it says, "Dear Francesca, how proud you and your family must be for all your impressive accomplishments, especially in the face of such physical challenges. But isn't it just amazing what the Spirit can do when even the body loses its faith in itself? I applaud your courage and tenacity, and am awed by your talent. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor. Love, Lucy Arnez."
So, Francesca, I will. You did an 8x8 painting in chalk. 8x9, sorry. Of?
Lucille Ball.
And why Lucille Ball?
She had arthritis when she was 17.
And now you have a letter from her daughter. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, I want to thank Francesca once again for sharing her story. And wow, it's amazing. I mean, I consider myself pretty well educated in terms of what's going on in the world. And honestly, this was an eye-opener for me this evening. I had no idea that arthritis affected so many of our youngsters. And so, Francesca, thank you for sharing your story. We want to thank you for coming out this evening for our Connoisseurs Circle. I think we've started a new tradition here. We're going to see all of you for the annual Taste of the Town, 32nd annual on Sunday. But until then, I'm going to turn it over to 2 lovely ladies. Teresa and Jennifer, thank you so much for co-chairing this evening's event. It's been marvelous, and thank you for having me. And we'll see you all next year.
Thank you, Catherine. From the Arthritis Foundation, we want to acknowledge the work of our Executive Director, Asher Garfinkel. Asher inherited this amazing event, and I think he's done a fantastic and spectacular job, and we've enjoyed working with him immensely. We also want to thank, in the office, Laura Murphy. Laura? And Program Director Oscar Lopez. I don't know where Oscar is. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you for serving as our MC this year. Thank you very much. And one more time, I just want to applaud all of you, our sponsors, and our guests for participating with such generosity and enthusiasm in this great Santa Barbara tradition of ours. We're really, really grateful and thankful for your being here.
And I would like to just remind everybody that on Sunday we're going to have a beautiful event right over at the Riviera Theater, the park, at 12 noon, the 32nd annual Taste of the Town event. So I hope you all can join us. And if anybody's feeling super spontaneous and would like to spend the night here at the beautiful El Encanto, please see Laura MacGyver. You'll be in for a treat. See you Sunday.
Thank you, everybody. I think they're about to serve the Enchanted Floating Island. Is that right? And we have a special treat for you. The Cutler's Artisan Spirits Grandma Tommy's Apple Pie is being served up to your tables here. Thank you, Ian Cutler. Cutler's Artisan Spirits. He's back there. Go say hello to him. Thank you.